Yeah, it left a bad taste in my mouth. Really did. Hi, this is Match Rundown. If you enjoy watching movies as much as we do, subscribe and hit the like button down below.
Today we're going to be looking at the life and trials of Oscar Pistorius, the 30 for 30 official trailer. It's on ESPN's channel. There's a lot of controversy around the BBC tweet yesterday.
Well, the trailer they released, which was just an edited version of this trailer. Unfortunately, like Will said, it's been deleted, so we will watch this one. But essentially it's the same thing.
So let's get started.
He is where he is through his own actions. And whilst he may have been a remarkable human being, later on in life, I think it all caught up with him.
Oscar Pistorius is really flying here. It's going to be very quick.
There were some doctors who said that Oscar would never walk. He just would run everywhere, just like a normal child.
He's not disabled, he's differently able.
The remarkable figure, Oscar Pistorius of South Africa.
His breakthrough was our breakthrough. He was our international icon.
And to top all that talent, he's a really nice guy too.
He was going to be on the same...
I find this whole thing already a little bit interesting, and I can see why people are upset, because they talk about how he's a remarkable human being, and they talk about how nice he is. But, you know, anyone who's followed the trials knows that he had instances of violence and anger outbursts before he murdered River Steenkamp. So it's a very interesting take. So far, they're just basically, I think, setting up the fall from grace.
If I saw this trailer before the murder, it would look right. It's perfect because he was an inspiration. He was, that's what I thought about him. He had a good persona as well, public persona. It was very positive and overcoming adversity, and he's a nice guy, and I mean all the pictures of Mandela and all that, it's what you saw of Oscar. It was, before the murder, cool, this is perfect.
My issue already is that there seems to be this thing that we keep very quiet about our celebrities or our heroes' faults, and sometimes these faults are covered up, as in Oscar Pistorius' case, and some people have this mentality that we should just leave things in the bedroom, or we should just keep things at home, and by doing so we're actually hiding the abuse, we're hiding these anger outbursts. And if we just were more real, especially people who know someone who has this kind of outburst, anger outburst, who maybe is not that perfect person, that, you know, no one is really that perfect person, but who maybe it's on society to say, you know what, we shouldn't let everyone, especially the rich, famous, popular people, get away with abusing family, get away with treating their wives, their children poorly. Because if we did, maybe we could have intervened. Maybe someone could have told Oscar Pistorius, please, you're having anger outbursts. Maybe you should go see a psychologist. Get some help. But we don't. We tend to have this mindset, especially in South Africa, that, you know what, we don't talk about domestic violence. We don't talk about anger outbursts of these people. We want to kind of keep them in this almost idealized version of who they are, and the way they've set this up is already directing our attention towards that. Just by saying, the very first thing they say is, no, he was a wonderful person. He wasn't. He wasn't perfect. He was a great athlete, but he had his faults like everyone else. So to start it off, setting it up with that he was such a wonderful, great, inspirational person, it's like, no, he broke our hearts. So on reflection, I can't see this. Like William said, if this was before River Steenkamp's murder, then yes, this is the image I had of him, but it's not the image, or rather, it's not who he was. But before, maybe they would get away with this. Now I feel like it's in quite poor taste. We're forgetting Riva Steenkamp. We're forgetting that she was a real person and that she meant something to people.
You don't just one day shoot someone through a door. There's a build-up, there's an escalation, there's a pattern that goes along with it. It's not, I'm great, and now I'm shooting people through a door. People aren't like that.
Generally, no. And we know from his backstory, we know that there was things happening along the way. We know there were anger outbursts, abuse allegations.
I don't know if it's comparable, but I wonder how O.J. Simpson, the documentary about O.J. Simpson would start. If it would start with, he's positive, he was
The
this.
great person.
Like this. If an O.J. Simpson documentary would start like this.
Let's continue.
Track as an able-bodied athlete.
He achieved that impossible dream.
And recapping our breaking news story, Oscar Pistorius suspected of killing his girlfriend. He thought she was a burglar.
And he kept saying, I didn't mean to do it.
Everyone has an image of Oscar Pistorius, this athlete taking gold at the Paralympics. And then we've got this view of this quite pathetic, sobbing person.
It becomes more and more real that that's probably it for him.
Why would a man kill a woman that he loves? Oscar became a symbol for a lot that's wrong in South Africa.
He absolutely positively knew she was in the bathroom.
I have always believed it was an accident.
No, it was not an accident.
Burn through the wolves. Everybody wants a piece.
O.J. Simpson of South Africa.
He was
Here's the comparison.
This is my inspiration.
He's basically a right-hander and switch off in court.
So good.
I'm a little disturbed because once again, you know, and this is what a lot of backlash has been about, the fact that during this whole entire trailer, they don't even say Riva Steenkamp's name once. And they're kind of setting him up and saying, you know, he was this wonderful person, and then after what happened, you know, he kind of broke down and he was a pathetic person. Like, we should sympathize. Yeah, we should feel sorry for him. We should sympathize with him or empathize with him. And to me, I don't understand how he couldn't have known his girlfriend was in the bathroom. You know, how do you go to bed with your partner and wake up with your partner not next to you and just shoot the bathroom door? I mean, logically, your partner is going to be the one in the bathroom. It makes no sense to me. And obviously, it made no sense to the court.
I'm not sure what perspective they're going to take, but it seems very likely it's going to be the perspective of he made one mistake and this poor guy, he's such an inspiration, he's been so nice his whole life and he just made one mistake. We should feel so bad for him. That's what it looks like, and that's not okay.
Number one, it's not true. He had anger issues before he murdered Riva Steenkamp. And number two, he murdered someone. I'm sorry, as far as one mistakes go, it's a pretty big fucking mistake. And I'm not trying to take away the fact that he is an amazing athlete. Well, he was an amazing athlete. But his disability and his money and the fact that he was an amazing athlete in no way makes up for the fact that he murdered Riva Steenkamp.
And I know it hit a lot of South Africans very hard because, like, most of us looked at him as, look at this guy overcoming everything to be an Olympic champion. That's incredible. I know he trained when we were at the University of Pretoria. He trained on the Groenkloof campus where we lived.
Yeah.
So he was training there. So it was quite.
It was very close to us.
It was close, and we followed his career quite a lot, and it's just sad.
And I feel like the media sometimes just perpetuates the difficult emotions that we have as a country, you know, because they're setting him up to look and be this wonderful person when they're forgetting about River Steenkamp. They don't even mention her. It's ridiculous. They just say his girlfriend. Like, that's all she was some sort of body or some position in his life, that she had no importance. And that's exactly what's wrong with our society, is that women are seen as objects, are seen as the girlfriend, the mother, the this, and you kind of lose the fact that they're actually a person and that she was more than his girlfriend. And to just constantly refer to her as his girlfriend and not even mention her name once, it's offensive and it objectifies her, and I don't like it one bit. And I think another thing wrong with this is that it's so focused on Oscar Pistorius, it doesn't mention her. Once again, just shows you that women don't occupy space in these kind of build-it up tales, even though I feel like we should remember River Steenkamp. I think that she should be mentioned and she shouldn't just be the girlfriend. That women do take up space and they should be given the opportunity to take up space even if they're no longer with us.
Summing up the trailer, I don't really want to watch it. We've lived through that. We've seen it happen. We've watched it unfold. We've seen the documentaries that came out afterwards, the constant exposés on the situation, on the events, on everything, and it looks like it's taking a perspective I don't agree with. I don't want to see. I don't want to see the perspective of, oh shame, he's the victim, oh shame, he made a mistake. There was a pattern of violence, there was a pattern of aggression, and it culminated in River Steenkamp's death, and it's especially not okay for foreign companies, the BBC, for ESPN to be doing that. It just doesn't feel right.
Feels like they're just hopping on the train of making money from a tragedy, from something that hurt a lot of people and the country as a whole, and doing it from a perspective where they silence women and objectify women just through the label of girlfriend, and not even having the common decency of using her name. And it's River Steenkamp, by the way. You could have put it in. And I know that's what a lot of the backlash has been about, and I agree. Let's stop objectifying women. Let's start listening and hearing and thinking about the fact that, you know what, he made a mistake. He killed someone. And it's a big mistake. And this perspective of him being a victim, just without even giving any due to River Steenkamp, without even naming her, it's just upsetting and disappointing.